Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday here from Packard. As you all know, we have our weekly football program with Coach Giampa, and we are excited once again to get that vibe out about all the great things happening here at Bay Path with our football program. I am Dean Packard, proud principal, and Coach Giampa, great to have you with me once again. How are things up in the world of football for us here at school?
Things are going well. I think we put together a good week of practice this week. The kids have refocused and are excited, so things are going well.
Outstanding. Well, listen, coming into finishing off week number 5, you're sitting 5-0 right now. You've achieved all the little things you're trying to achieve so far. Let's talk a little bit about Narragansett. Long bus ride, no doubt about that. Had a decent following, which was great. I was glad to see so many supporters up there for you guys. But let's talk a little bit about that game. You walk away with, I believe it was a 42-0 victory. But there's always something to take away from every game that we play. So let's talk about that game a little bit and break it down.
Yeah, again, I thought Gansett had a good game plan. They took a lot of time to run different things in the first half, and they kept our offense off the field, and that put a lot of stress on our defense. And I think our defense answered the call. They played really well. We had one, over pursuit error in the first drive, but after that we cleaned that up, and then they weren't able to do very much after that. So. And then in the second half, I think our defense really scoring 12 points in back-to-back drives, back-to-back plays is pretty good. Seeing a young kid like Max Lapiori playing probably one of the more demanding positions on our defense, that outside backer position, because you got to be able to do so many different things. To see him make a read like he did, come up, identify the pass, come up into the lane, get the ball, and then take off and score was really nice. And then on the other side, Dale Nussey doing what he's been doing all season, just playing actively, being violent, coming up, hitting people, and then, being able to pick off a ball and get it into the end zone. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. It was a physical game. There's no doubt about that. One of the things I look for when I'm watching a game is when defense makes big plays. They turn games around. Your offense, they run their series, they get that ball, they move it 10 yards, get a first down. But when a defense picks off a pass or causes a fumble, picks it up, it changes momentum, especially when they bring it back for a touchdown. Talk about how that changes the score, that changes momentum, that just changes the look of the game.
Yeah, like I said, they did a good job keeping us off the field in the first half, and so coming into the second half, it's 14-0. But if they, you have a halftime, you get to make adjustments. You get to kind of go over, calm your kids down a little bit and talk about what the other side of the ball is doing. So we knew that coming out, they were going to have some type of plan to do to try to get down the field, and we were able to capitalize on it, and that. If they go down and score, now it's 14-7 and it's a real game, but we were able to capitalize on a mistake that they made, and now it's 21-0, which is a completely different game. So defense has been playing really well, and if they can continue to do things like that, then it just causes a lot of problems, because then you can't try to take up as much time, because all of a sudden then when you're down 21-0, now the clock is coming into play, and you don't have a lot of time to score, and it kind of takes you out of your game plan, because you can't just go on long sustained drives. So when defense can make plays like that, whether it's interceptions, whether it's sacks, anything that gets an offense off schedule, gets them behind the sticks, or just in situations where they're not comfortable, or where they kind of have to take out parts of their playbook. That's a huge part of it. So the fact that we're doing that and doing it against good teams is a good thing.
Well, changing momentum is what it does, and it gives you that little extra wind behind what you're trying to do. So kudos to your defensive assignments and your players, and holding a team to 0. That's good stuff. You look at points scored each game, and the defense is really stepping up and allowing the offense to do its thing. So congratulations with that, and great work by all. Let's talk about this weekend coming up. Assabet is a long-time feared opponent here at Bay Path, traditionally going all the way back and as far as I can remember, back into the 80s and 90s. It was a huge, huge rivalry. So know, the preparation for that is no different than what you always do, Coach. I won't even ask you that question because I already know the answer to it. But I'll tell you what, it's a big game. It's homecoming. You know, it's one of those things where a lot of people will be in the stands and looking for another really solid performance. So talk about your preparation for Assabet this week.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked hard. I mean, trying to minimize all those things as much as possible. You know, it's a one play at a time, executing our assignment, knowing what we're supposed to be doing, playing the game between the whistles, those kind of things. It's not. There's certainly history. I know they don't like us. We don't like them. They're going to play.
This is where respect. I think both sides respect each other.
Yeah, no, there's a ton. I mean, listen, I don't think anybody. I mean, it's not a game that, you know, I look forward to. It's a game that, I mean, they do a lot of really good things. They play incredibly physical. Their offense causes a lot of problems. Their defense has always been good. So, you know, I think it's a healthy dislike.
Exactly.
I think, you know, I'm not under any apprehension that they enjoy playing us. We don't enjoy playing them, but it's, you know, they do a good job, and it's like you said, there's a lot of history. The two teams, you know, seem to play each other well. They've gotten the better of us quite a few times. You know, last year we were able to pull one out, but you know, it's a rivalry game, so those are always exciting. And again, it's going to come down to who executes better on each individual play. So I mean, that's what they're going to be focused on. They're not going to be worried about our record. We're not worried about their record. So, you know, and again, you know, we talk all the time about, you know, the extra things outside of the game that can take away from your focus. And there's certainly a lot of them in this game. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that'll give them motivation, and they'll be excited to go. So, you know, we're just worried about executing one play at a time and doing the best job that we can on each individual play, and then competing at a high level against a really good opponent.
You know what? You have a canned response for that, and I absolutely love it. I can't even get you to waver, which I really love that. You're laser focused on what needs to get done. So now let's throw into the fact that we have homecoming. Homecoming is a great opportunity. Past players come out to watch the kids play. The kids have a great buzz going around, and it's a lot of positive energy. And you know what? And it's great to see the community get behind our successful sporting teams. Our girls soccer is having a great season. All of our teams are really elevating and doing well. But, you know, football, you know, it's a different animal. It's, you know, you've got 90 some odd kids on a roster. Things are going really well. Throw in homecoming. How does that feeling change for everybody here at our school?
Oh, I think it's been great. I think our athletics are doing fantastic. You know, it's been really inspiring watching the girls soccer team and everything they're doing.
Yep.
You know, they've been outstanding. You know, our boys soccer team is as solid as can be. You know, field hockey, the volleyball teams are doing great. Cross country. So, I mean, and, you know, having a lot of these kids in your in classes, I mean, it's just everyone's excited about competing. And that's, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what high school sports are all about. They're representing the school. And this is why, and I think this is why sports are so important in general. I mean, these kids are taking time out of their day, represent, you know, putting the school colors on, putting the school logo on, competing against other schools. Doing it again for themselves, for their teams, for their school. And so when you have a homecoming week and you get to support each other, be excited for each other, you know, come together as a community. And it's not about any one sport. Again, I think when one sport's good, all sports feel that competition to be good and compete against each other to see who's, you know, and then again, supporting each other, just watching the kids support each other, being excited about each other, you know, watching football players talk with soccer players and cross country with volleyball and field hockey and all the, like, there's just an excitement with everybody. So I think if one team's doing well, everybody wants to do well, and it inspires people to continue to work hard and be better. And I think, like I said, like, you know, watching the girls soccer team this fall has been outstanding. I mean, to be undefeated for as long as they were, I mean, that's when you're playing a sport like that, when it's every other day. I mean, we have it easy compared to that. We play once a week. It's Friday night. You know, no one has other commitments. I mean, they, you know, to do what they've been doing is fantastic. So it's just exciting to be around. And these are again, you know, I'm partial to athletes, but you know, these are the kids that you want to be around. They sacrifice a lot of their time. With our situation up here, they sacrifice co-op opportunities and, financial opportunities to represent the school. And I think that's really admirable of them, of all the athletes. And I think that that's something that, should be celebrated. So when we have a week like this, it's exciting.
Well, we call that school pride, man. And you hit it. You couldn't have said that any better. I mean, as a building-based principal, I'm super proud of all the teams this fall. They've done absolutely incredible. Athletic Director Carrero has done a great job setting the bar and holding that standard for all of our kids as well. We will compete. We'll play against anybody. Our programs will grow, and we're going to be on the radar for people to play in the years to come, I'm sure. And again, I always say this: sports are an extension of the classroom. They truly are. And the experience we can give to them and help them prepare for what comes on after high school is a huge win-win. Hey, let's shift gears for a second. Let's just talk about key matchups coming into Friday night. And I know that you're not big of really pinpointing the little things sometimes because your holistic approach to team really wins out. But what are the key essential matchups do you think that are going to give you the edge, so to speak, as you prepare?
I mean, it's tough because, like I said, they run a similar offense to us. They know what we're going to do, and then defensively they run 100 different things, and they do them all well. So it's just, I mean, it's going to come down to us, doing our job, knowing what we're supposed to be doing, and then again, not to be a downer, but there's a lot of other things going on, homecoming and other different things, and it's being able to block all that out and just execute, and then enjoy. And then when you do that, I mean, everything else kind of takes care of itself. So they have some really good players. Their quarterback is a very good player. They have a running back who's a very good player. So we're going to have to do our best to try to shut those guys down. And then they have some linebackers that fly around and do a good job. And so we're going to have to do our best to try to contain them. Their lines are both very good. So it's going to be tough, but we got to make sure that we're executing and doing what we need to do and not being caught up in the extraneous things that are going on. And then you put yourself in a chance to be successful.
There it is right there. Taking care of the little things lead to good things in the end. Well, Coach, once again, it's always great to talk to you. Really excited about Friday night. And again, I think it's going to be a great turnout. More importantly, great opportunity for kids. There it is right there. A little bit of music to end this, right? Great job, Coach, once again. We're looking forward to seeing what Friday night brings. And see you at the homecoming game, 7 o'clock.
Hope to see everyone out.